to Anchored at Harbor Park CrossFit, a show dedicated to helping you find enrichment for the other 23 hours of your day outside of the gym. Here's your hosts, Jason, Dave, and Corian.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Anchored at Harbor Park, episode 43, coming at you. I'm Coach Jason.
Coach Dave here.
Coach Corian.
And today we are talking about the CrossFit Open 2019 V1.
I can't believe this is like fifth year of us doing. No, we didn't do the Open in 2014 because we started in 2014 in summer.
I think it would still be your fifth year because this is going to be my sixth year, but I didn't do it last year, so it's my fifth year.
Well, 2014 we joined in summer though.
We did 15, 16, 17. This is our fourth. Yeah, no.
No, 19 would be your fifth.
This is our fifth one.
Oh boy. Fifth Open. Yay.
Fifth, yes. So, the reason why I said V1 is because this year there will be potentially two Opens, but I mean, if you're familiar with anything going on in the CrossFit Games right now, we know that nothing is for sure. So, don't hold me to that because it could change. So, today we're going to talk about the Open. What is the Open?
Well, are we doing our icebreaker?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Sorry. I'm very excited about the Open.
I was just going to say, Jay's so pumped.
Icebreaker. What is one win from your weekend? Or you can go last week, whatever you want.
One win?
Oh.
I can start if you'd like.
Yeah.
Last night, I had a bit of work. Every night, I send out game plans for the next day's programming to all the coaches. And we had meetings up until about 8:30. And when I got home, I did not want to do the game plan. I just wanted to go to bed because I didn't sleep much during the weekend. But I got home and I did it anyways, even though I was tired. So that was my victory.
That's good.
I like that.
Mine would be that I accomplished all the goals I guess I gave myself as well for work, getting the work done that I needed to get done.
Very good. That's important.
And making sure I was on point with my nutrition.
I have a terrible cold right now, so that's not helping me. I'm sneezing a lot, coughing a lot, but so forgive me if I back away from the mic. But my win would be I'm doing a lot of reading into like various like healing for like thyroid and hormonal for women and all of that sort of stuff. And one of the biggest things that's kind of hard for me is when I like read these books. It's hard for me to like visualize like the steps and the processes and the do's and don'ts. So as boring and tedious as it is, I make like charts like, okay, this is, step one, these are all the do's and don'ts, and make it a little bit more condensed and easier to visualize. So I did that for a few things this weekend and got some extra paperwork and emails done. So I'm excited. That was good stuff. So I feel accomplished.
Cool. Very good. Excited is better than not excited. All right.
CrossFit Open.
Let's revisit my question. What is the CrossFit Open?
Awesomeness.
In a can.
The way I look at it is it's a competition for everyone. Basically the entire world or the CrossFit community. It's the one competition that kind of brings everyone together.
I guess, yeah, we could kind of talk about it as literal and then, more intangibly. Literally what it is a competition to determine who goes to the CrossFit Games. It's like the regular season, if you will, if you look at like the playoff, or football season, or any sports season. This is like the regular season. And then, if you're top of the world, you advance to the playoffs and then the finals. So that's what it literally is. For us, though, it's just a way for us to bring our community together, to have a lot of fun, and then kind of assess where everyone is as athletes individually and
where the gym's at.
And also kind of push out of our comfort zones, and we'll probably discover some new things about us, things we didn't think we could do, and overcome some mindset blocks we thought we had.
So we have, and at like a literal term and an overall worldview, it's a competition. It's an online competition that each gym does in their own box. As a community for Harbor Park, it is something that we do to bring our community together, have fun, encourage each other, and have fun doing fitness. On an individual level, honestly, it's a benchmark. It's a 5-week benchmark. So like doing Fran or the Harbor Park benchmark or anything, like I said, when we were discussing that this is my 5th year doing the Open, I get to see where I'm advancing every year. And I get to see then where, as an individual, where am I strong and what are some of my weaknesses and compared to the rest of the CrossFit community. And then am I improving or not? So it's a benchmark.
Yeah, I like that. So you can stack yourself up to the gym. You can stack yourself up to what you did last year. And, if you jumped a few places, or you can stack yourself up to other people in the world who are your same age group.
I really like how much they break it down now. They break down states, regions, careers, if you're law enforcement, firefighter, military, adaptive. So it's really...
And we realize that can kind of be intimidating. Our community is, as we promote, pushing against or competing against yourself a lot more than others. So, if that overwhelms you or, it's not something you're into, you don't have to do it. But a lot of us do like to compare to others. So it's there if that's something you're into.
One of the things that I think intimidates people is they go, oh my God, it's a CrossFit. It's going to be so hard. Guys, this is the same workouts we do every day. It's the same style, same weight suggestions. All of that's the same. It's just our program in the box daily is provided by Coach Blair, which is awesome. And the workouts for the CrossFit Open is just provided by CrossFit. That's it. Someone else is programming them. But they're the same concept. They have the same moves. They have the same rep schemes. They have the same style.
I mean, they are designed to elicit different weaknesses, depending on what the workout is comprised of, I guess. So it is a little specific to try to find. They're trying to find the best of the world, basically,
right,
to go, and like Jason said, to get into the playoffs. But for us, we're just looking at it as like for fun. And
right.
Like it's the one time a year that we really try to promote, like, I guess, that competition feel. Because the rest of the time, we're just like, hey, let's talk about health and wellness and getting you fitter and healthier and making sure you have a long life. This is that one time a year that we're like, now we're going to take 5 weeks and let's have fun with this competition.
And there's scaled options as well, so it's not like you're locked in at anything. So let's talk about what it looks like in actuality. So what will happen is starting the last week in February. I'm not exactly
It's February
sure.
21st.
So February 21st, is that the first Thursday?
It's a Thursday, yep.
Okay, CrossFit, that's a Thursday night, will release a workout, Open 19.1. And then from the time they release it until Monday night, basically everyone who is doing the Open has the opportunity to do it. You can do it once, you can do it 5 times, whatever.
I suggest not doing it 5 times.
And then on Monday night, your score has to be entered. And then, you kind of wait until next Thursday. So that happens for 5 weeks. As it relates to us as a gym, what we'll do is Thursday night, we're going to get together at either one of the gyms. We'll probably rotate each gym, go back and forth. So the first Thursday, we're all going to gather at one gym. We're going to watch CrossFit HQ announce the workout. They'll have their performance going on, and then 2 people or potentially more from our community will go head-to-head.
Yeah, so this was something we did last year, which was a lot of fun. We called it the Thursday Night Throwdowns. And we just picked 2 people or more. Like you said, we might do more this year.
And it was a blast watching everyone come together and cheer. And, even though 2 people are going head-to-head, everyone's cheering for both of them to do awesome.
Right.
It's not like there's any meat.
And I think the coolest thing about it was I think, man, that was like the most energy I've ever seen. But like the two people that we picked last year every week, they didn't know, like, and that was kind of the most nerve wracking, is we all got to see them do it.
They knew they were working out, but they didn't know what the workouts were going to be
and all of a sudden I was like, all right, you have 10 minutes.
Yep. So that'll be each Thursday night, and then on Friday, we'll have whatever the workout announced Thursday night is. Friday night will be that, or Friday during the day will be that workout. So you come to class, and class will be geared towards doing the workout as the Metcon.
So everybody's going to have a chance to do the workout, regardless, because it's just like any other workout, any other day.
Yeah, that's what's funny is everybody's like, I don't want to do the open. I'm like, well, you're doing the open because you do
Assuming you come to class on that Friday, you're going to do the workout. Yep. You might get a few more scaling options in class, because if you're doing the online competition, then there's a set scale you have to do. So if you do it in class on your own, you can scale and modify a little bit differently. But Friday classes will be the open workout.
Those will go to about, the last class I think we're going to probably do is the 3s and the 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's usually what we do is 3 and 3:30.
And then we'll close down one of the gyms, depending on which gym we're going to. Right? Are we doing Friday night lights, or have we decided that yet?
I think we're deciding right now we're going to do Friday night lights.
There we go.
I love it.
And we'll probably have to discuss this further. I personally think we should shut down both gyms to get everyone together.
Our goal is always community, and we get it, guys. We get that you're comfortable at your location, and we get that it's difficult sometimes maybe to drive the extra 10, 15 minutes to the other gym. And so, first of all, I'm going to apologize right now, but I think anybody who follows us, comes to our gym, knows how important community is to us. And sometimes sacrifices have to be made, and we know that it's not going to be the best for everyone, but our love and passion stems from that community feel, and we want everybody to be together.
And at the end of the day, it's the Friday night that's just one of your...
One night a week for a couple weeks.
Yeah, and I know that some people, maybe they work, they're not going to make it. That would be the same if we said, like last year we tried Saturdays. Some people can't make Saturdays, they got family things. So we understand it, but I think that's the tough decision on any decision you make, is you can't please everyone. But we just go with the majority and kind of what we feel is best. So I think this will be a good thing,
Yep.
doing like Corian said, bring the communities together, and whether or not you're going to work out or not, come and watch. It's just fun.
Right. So Friday night will be heat style. So you'll come in, maybe we'll start at like 5 p.m. It depends on how long the workout is and what's involved. Heats could be anywhere from 5 people to 10 people. But then we'll just go as long as we need to get everyone in. And it's really cool. You'll have a judge, so they'll have a clipboard and a score sheet, and they'll be counting your every rep. They'll be saying no rep if you messed up and you need to redo it, which is a lot of fun because it kind of allows you to not think as much when you're working out, and you can focus more on just going and competing your best.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the one thing with the Open is some people get really, really nervous, and I remember this from last year, and I remember this from the year before, and the year before that. It's everybody, this is the first time, I can't believe I'm doing this, and they freak out. But like everyone who's done it has always like come away from it with like, I'm so glad I did that, because now I know like I can do pretty much anything. Like they feel accomplished. It's almost like a mental challenge that they got over, now they can believe in themselves. It's really cool.
Yeah.
You just kind of see what you're made of and how far and how hard you can push yourself.
What episode was it when we recapped the Open from 2018?
I have no idea.
I feel like we should reference that.
No, we did the games. We recapped the games. We
recapped the Open because we talked about our favorite moments. So let's post that in show notes, and then you guys can go back and listen to that as well, and we'll talk about some of the amazing things that we saw happen.
Because Corian was dressed up in the green outfit.
Yes.
That was, I think, our first podcast, one of our first couple podcast episodes.
Watch the podcast. It's awesome.
That's funny. I think that's almost been a year.
Yeah, it just talks about like all the different things. Like some people got their first pull-up or their first push-ups, or maybe PR'd some weights. Like if a weight's listed and you're unsure if that's something you're gonna be able to do or not, like some of the workouts sometimes will start light and then go heavier, and people are amazed at like with the heat of the moment and like all the cheering and the energy that's on, like being able to hit those weights that they didn't think that they could hit before.
So Jay, what if somebody can't make Friday night lights?
So Friday night will be the big event of the week, and then if you can't make it, not a big deal. If you can't make Friday at all, you have Saturday and Sunday to do the workout.
And even Monday, technically.
We'll probably have some organized, like on Sunday, we'll probably have a group that's going to redo it. So there'll be people that won't be formalized, but usually our members.
Usually people post, hey, I'm coming in Sunday, anybody judge me?
Right, then group will get together. So you could do it then, and then, you have all day Monday, and then they have to be submitted by like 7 p.m., the scores. So if you can't make Friday, not a huge deal. You'll miss out on a lot of fun, but you can still do it. You can still be part of the event.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things I try to tell people, if you are like, I can't visually picture this, like I don't know what you're talking about, like I'm still scared, you can just come and hang out on Friday. You don't have to participate. You don't have to work out in front of everybody. None of those things. But I highly encourage you to just come and see what it's all about. Because again, I've talked about this all the time. A lot of us are visual learners. So if you come in and you can see it, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Right. And then usually we have some treats. People bring some stuff in, paleo or otherwise.
And we usually do themes, so each week will be a theme.
Yes, I love our themes.
Yeah, and you got to dress up for that theme. So another thing that I think gets people confused is, do they have to sign up to do it? Do they have to sign up online and pay the fee to register in order to do Friday Night Lights?
I have a quick intro to that. Do we want to talk about how you sign up first?
Well, let's do that.
And what that means? And then we can talk about whether or not you have to.
So
I like the tangent, the break off. Let's do it.
So it's obviously an online competition that's hosted by CrossFit headquarters. So if you wanted to do this formally, you'd go on to www.crossfit.com, and there's links all over. It says sign up for the Open, and then you can create a profile if you don't have one, and then it's kind of cool. Then when you sign up, it's like $20, and then you would be listed in that pool of athletes from all over the world that we talked about from before.
Yep. And then each week you just submit your score before Monday, 6 p.m. our time. And then us as gym owners will approve said score, and then they get posted up online. So.
But you asked, do you have to be registered to participate? No, you don't have to register. You can still certainly come and just join the fun on Friday night. That's totally fine. Like we said, if you're going on Fridays anyways, you're still going to do the workouts. So more than likely, you're still going to be involved in the Open in some capacity. But there's a lot of benefits to signing up. It's only $20. And then, like we said, you can kind of have that history. So I can look back every year and kind of see, I was like 10,000th place my first year, and then, 8,000th place, and then each year I got a little bit closer and closer to the top.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing. It's kind of like the Sugar WOD leaderboard. Depending on how you look at it, you can rank yourself against everybody else or yourself. It's kind of what I do. I just to see if I have improved every year. But yeah, I know that last year we had a couple people that showed up. They weren't registered, but they still participated. They still did the Open.
They still did the heats.
And the heats,
they helped judge.
Friday night.
It doesn't, if you're not registered, doesn't mean you're not going to push yourself any harder.
Yeah, some people are like, well, I don't want to pay $20 to do. I just want to know how I do, and that's absolutely fine. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. And then you don't have to worry about registering your score. So, it's just whatever you want to do. It's there. We'll participate together, have fun.
The last thing I just want to mention is, even if you don't want to participate, maybe you'd help us judge, because some people who are doing this for, like Coach Blair, he really, he does this to try to go to the playoffs or the Open or the regionals, and then ultimately the games. We need judges, certified judges. So those people who are actually really wanting to submit their scores and see where they're at.
Well, honestly, anyone who does sign up on CrossFit.com needs a certified judge.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's right. So
I mean, Blair will be judged by one of us. Probably me. I did them all last year.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the biggest thing when it talks about judges as well. There's a couple things of why judging is important. It's $10 to take the judges course on CrossFit.com. If you are a judge, you can still participate in the Open. And if you're a judge, you don't have to participate in the Open. The reason that the judging course is really informative is because even if you're a newer athlete in our gym, it helps you understand what reps are, what is okay and what's not. You'll see a lot of times that some people may, when you talk about full depth squats or pressing out overhead, and so you might be in a class and it's natural to look at the people around you and be like, well, they're not squatting all the way. Like, is it really necessary? Now, some of the reasons some people don't squat all the way down or press all the way out is injury, mobility, lack of range of motion, things like that. In our classes, we're here for fitness, health, wellness, and longevity. So we're not going to make people go outside of their comfort because we don't want them to get injured. When it comes to what's required for the Open and what a valid rep is for CrossFit, that judges course is going to help explain some of those things and what's okay and what's not. And as a member of our gym, it's only going to improve your own self when you know what it is that you're supposed to be striving for, because you can hold yourself to those high standards when you're working out as long as your range of motion and mobility allow you.
Mm-hmm. And, we have a competition, an in-house competition, the Nautical Mile 3 in April. We'll need judges for that.
I was going to bring that up too.
We have the Shipwreck 4 this year in September. And we want to make sure that generally, obviously we need help with those when we run those competitions. And we look at the people who are certified judges first and ask them to participate and help with those.
And because of that, we get amazing feedback from people who come and visit our gym for our competitions, saying that our judges are always very consistent and they're very fair with their judging methods. And then when our members who go to other gyms and compete, they uphold those standards for themselves, and then they get praise from other gyms for being such well-rounded athletes and being able to adhere to range of motion requirements.
Cool. Anything else?
I was going to say something else about judging. Oh, judges, if you certified last year, you do have to do it again. It's a yearly thing, mainly because, again, these are about standards for a valid rep, not always like what's range of motion stuff, and sometimes those things change. So, like, to be honest, every year they change the handstand push-up requirements. So it's just a good way to make sure that you're up to date on the playbook and what's required.
And yeah, and just as a wrap up here, like we talk a lot about the difference between practicing, training, and competing. Mm-hmm. It's like what we do every day in the gym is practice and training. So really, if we're practicing, we're going at like 50% intensity. Training is like 85 to 90% intensity. But in the gym, we're rarely ever getting to that 100%. We shouldn't be. If we are, then we're doing things a little bit incorrectly. And you can talk to your coach about that and they'll help explain it, or talk to any of us. When we're competing, when we're going 100% and really pushing ourselves with everything we have, that is reserved for situations like the CrossFit Open, where you're really trying to compete and see what you're made of.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and everything has its purpose, everything has its day, and they're just different. So,
we recommend it. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I would say that if you're still confused on what's going on, feel free to ask one of us. We'll sit down and talk to you about it. We can explain this a little bit further. Ask an ambassador of the gym. And we'll also be making a video and posting some things from last year so you guys can see what we did. So with that, stay classy, Harbor Park.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Anchored at Harbor Park CrossFit. If you would like further information about our programs, visit www.harborparkcrossfit.com. We hope you'll tune in next time.